Want to check out the best of the Trifecta interactive learning structure? We'll step inside Studio 113. Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Yeah. His name's Charlie Chaplin. Pluto wrote this rap on a napkin. He talks about us humans, how we hate. He says that we are soldiers, we're not fighting. When we ever fight, we always slaving. Use this cannon fodder, always laboring. Used to all this violence, ain't no loving. We need to come together, we uniting. And that's all.
I believe this story speech relates to me in a way that, like when the PlayStation 2 first came out, I got it for Christmas. All I did was shut myself in from the world and just like play video games all day, and they were full of bloodshed and misery. Stuff like Call of Duty just made me cold and machine-like. Like all I knew was moving my fingers in a fast motion, and I had pretty much no friends, and it was just cold life. And then finally, I'd joined sports when I got to high school and quit being a loser, and it just kind of brightened up. I got really vocal.
Here we go. Today we are pitching T-shirts. We have read this amazing speech. We were befuddled by this speech, and here we are. We have this T-shirt that says, "You, the people, have the power. Only the unloved hate." You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. Us, the people, have the power to make this world free and beautiful, and I want you to join me, and we're here to take it out and make sure we let the world know that we have the power and we can make a difference. And by wearing these T-shirts and hoodies, in limited edition, we have American themed, the red stripes, the blue stars. Everyone should join us in this today. And limited edition, let's do sensible edition, $50 for a T-shirt. What? No. They're only $20 for these. That could change the world. Thank you.
In a world where emperors don't want to rule anymore, where we like to help each other regardless of race. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. In this world, there is room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone, and the way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls and spared the world with hate, and has reduced us in the misery and the bloodshed.
In paragraph 5, he uses an oratorical device as listing. He goes, "Do not give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who recriminate your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, what to feel, who drill you, diet you, machine minds, machine minds, and machine hearts." He uses alliteration and listing to get a hold of the audience for repetition a lot. For the personal pronouns, he uses us to include the audience that you're not alone in this, we're all going through it. And he used negative connotation and the misery that's now upon us, but the passing of greed. He uses negative connotation to make the audience feel some type of way, to make them see it from his point of view.
Okay, so I have emotional language, and I found where he says, you who drill you, diet you, and treat you like cattle. It's like he's being negative, he's saying how they're doing this to you, and they're not doing what they should be doing to treat you like a human being. They're using negativity to drag you in to make you believe that people that run, the generals in the army, they're treating you like cattle so that you will do what they need you to do, and that you'll have this mind for you to have to go out and you have to protect your own country. You have to be that person, and you have to do something about it. You can't just sit there. And then I think that then he brings it into positivity, because he goes to the unloved and the unnatural soldiers. Don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. So he's dragging you in and saying, okay, don't fight for this, fight for this, so then you can stand. That's what I have to say.
And I was going to say, the overall tone of this speech, it's finally gotten towards the end. and he's used certain pronouns, like he goes from I cannot be your emperor, to we need to change ourselves, to you need to change yourself. And he really uses all those things, all of these rhetorical devices to get out that we need to better ourselves and we need to treat all of ourselves as humans and work together.
Alright, well, I'm doing sound devices, and for paragraph 5, it says on machine men with machine minds, it's alliteration. It shows that there is a relationship between the words, that the men think like machines.
Good job, good job.
So I agree with what he's saying in these last few paragraphs, because it's saying, let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give man a chance to work and that will give youth a future and old age a security. So, you know, when you get older, if you don't plan on having children, I mean, I do myself, but when you get older, you know you're going to want your children to grow up in a world that you want to, that's good and bad, and it teaches them right, and you don't want to be taught the wrong. And then, you know, if you're older and you have a family, you want to have a fallback plan, so if something does happen, your family will be secured.
All right, Team A, 45 seconds.
And that's same what Nolan was talking about, where it says, let us fight for a new world, a decent world that can give man a chance to work, that give the youth a future. I disagree. Like, we have a decent world. Like, not everybody in the world is bad. Like, there's a website called gooddeed.org, and it's been here since 2004, and it's all these good deeds that people do. And like, there's like foster parents and like, you know, volunteer work, and like the world has not gone bad yet. There's still good people in the world, just like anywhere there's bad and good people, but not all the good people have gone away.
Okay, so in paragraph 8 it says, dictators free themselves but enslave the people. And we agree with that, because in a dictatorship, the person has all the power and they do keep the people enslaved. And they treat them like they're robots and like they're nothing, but the people make up that community, so they're giving the dictator the power.
I agree with paragraph 8 where it says, let us fight for a free world, to do away national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. I agree with this because if you have barriers around you and you feel like you have nothing and you can't work with anything because it's greedy and you have barriers around it.
I disagree with what she said. In paragraph 8 where it says, let us fight to free the world, to do away with national borders, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Even in our country today, there's a lot of hate and intolerance, and if we were to do away with national borders, we would have a lot of conflict, because people are always going to be greedy. They're always going to want more than they have, and they're always going to want more than they need, because it's just human nature to want more than they need. So if we do away with national borders, there will be wars fought over, oh, this is my land, this is your land, I want more of your land, you need more of my land. There's always going to be conflict over this because we are greedy in human nature.
Final round, 45 seconds.
Okay, so in paragraph 7 where he says, by the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill their promise. They never will. And that's like, you can use an example, like, for example, President Obama, like, even though he, like, promised these things, like, a promise is a promise, whether, like, you keep it halfway or you don't, like, it's only, like, a kept promise, like, if you fulfill it completely. And he's promised a lot of things, like, he promised that he would create 1 million new manufacturing jobs by the end of 2016, which, after he proposed it, like, it just fell through. Those are certain things that you can't just promise to people. And all these world leaders rise to power, but they never really fulfill their promise. They only say these things so that they can get in power and do what they please.
Last round.
Okay, over here. Anyways, in paragraph 8, sentence 4, it states that science and progress will lead to man's happiness, which is ironic because happiness is an emotion
a mental state of mind, something that we have to believe. It's something that we ourselves have to make of. We don't find it in experiments, nor do we find it in pills. It's something that that science can't make for us. It's just there.
I disagree with paragraph 8 saying that let's do away with greed, because do you guys know how much money we make from war profiteering? Just a rough estimate of some American companies: $20.9 billion in 2012, $22.5 billion in 2012, $26.9 billion in 2012. That's a lot of money, guys. That's coming straight to the U.S. I mean, really, this circulation.
Judges, go to it.